I'm Carol Reynolds, and this is Windnotes with Professor Carol, and I am here today with Mr. Jacco Nefs, who is currently in the middle of Holland. I'm not certain what city you're in. But you're going to tell me in a moment because we're having a chance to talk with you in two different continents with an ocean between us. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Where are you actually at the moment?
At the moment, Carol, I am in a small place. It's called Hilvarenbeek, and it's in the south of the Netherlands. It's near Eindhoven, and I think a lot of people know Eindhoven, perhaps a little bit, because of the Philips, the fabrics with all the lights, and of course the very famous football club PSV, a very famous soccer club in the Netherlands and abroad.
And you love it, I bet. Yes, that's your...
Not that much, but sometimes when I have the time and the opportunity to see them.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's just so wonderful that your arrangements, your music, your career as am I right? You were a clarinetist as a child? Serious one? Yes?
Yes. I played with the Dutch Marine Band for over 8 years. It's one of the 4 or 5 professional wind bands in the Netherlands. And I quit in 2002 to give my conducting career a boost and to make transcriptions. And that's why we are talking at the moment, because of the transcriptions I make.
Because those transcriptions are going to be a big part of the next concert of the Dallas Winds, which is an extravaganza with not just music, but film, yeah? How did you get involved? Let me ask you this first. How did you get involved with making transcriptions?
Making transcriptions. When I was a clarinet player in the Dutch Marines, we played original material and of course the old transcriptions. But the old transcriptions, they were sometimes full of mistakes. And for example, the second and the third clarinets, they didn't play other notes than a rhythmical side drum in a melodic way, so to say. When you have the old overtures like the Cavallerie und Dichter und Bauer, the third and the second clarinets, they don't have to play that much. And I thought everyone in a professional orchestra, he or she can play the clarinets very well or the second alto sax very well. Let's make it more interesting for them. So I think for 20 years now I'm making transcriptions, not by all the big pieces, because I pick out the pieces which I think of they are capable of playing by wind players, by brass and by woodwinds. For example, the big Richard Strauss pieces, I think it's impossible to make those unendliche Melodie. The big long lines, you cannot play them on a clarinet, for example. You need violins. But the Firebird or the Pines of Rome, it's there for winds already, so to say.
Well, your transcriptions arrangements have been part of the Dallas Winds life already in the past. How did you come to work with them? How did you meet Jerry? When did this start?
I think it started in 2014 or in 2013 when I make my transcriptions. Carol, I look for conductors. And in the US, in the United States, there are a lot of university orchestras and college orchestras, and all they have email addresses of their conductors. So I sent a lot of my material to the conductors, and I found Maestro Jerry Junkin. And he was the first one who responded immediately. I think, let's say on Tuesday, I sent my material, and Wednesday I got a very lovely letter, so to say, from him that he was interested and blah, blah, blah. And so we get in touch.
That is fabulous. That's one of the great things about the cyber age, right? And
yes, sure.
The early bird gets the worm, that thing. And he did it. So he began to bring your transcriptions to Dallas.
I think the first one he played, I think it was the Pines of Rome in 2014. And in 2016, I went to Dallas because they played my transcription of the Hariano Suite. And in 2018, I went back when they played the Caprice Espagnole by Rimsky-Korsakov. And it's an amazing band. It's an amazing orchestra. When I was there the first time, I remember when they played the Rocky Point Holiday by Ron Nelson. It sounded in their rehearsal hall. It sounded the same like it sounded on CD. I thought, how is that possible? It's so clear and with a lot of notion to details and stuff like that. It was a complete eye opener for me.
Yeah. Well, they are amazing. I
They
cannot.
are amazing.
I mean, they're amazing, and it's so much fun. That's the other thing.
Yes.
That matters. That it be a joyful experience.
Yeah, you can see it. You can, because in the rehearsal there is time to work, but there also is time for humor and a kind of relaxation. It's not tensed,
That's
not at
true.
all. But a very great working spirit.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
to
way to
say.
describe it. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so this particular concert is focusing on film in many different ways. And tell me, if you will, tell everybody what kind of music is coming from you for this concert.
They are playing 5 pieces the 15th of November, and they play 4 transcriptions that I made. The classical is Adagio from Spartacus by Khachaturian. During the COVID period, I was searching for music, and I ran into a piece, the James Bond medley, by Ingo Lewis. He's a bass trombone player from the West German radio orchestra. And I called Ingo Lewis and I asked whether I could make a transcription of that piece. And that's also one of the pieces, a very big James Bond medley, so to say. The other one is a classical film, Casablanca, music by Max Steiner, a German guy. And the other one is by Elmer Bernstein, The Magnificent Seven, with a lot of fun and a lot of energy and Mexican stuff going on.
Okay, so if you choose these, when you choose these, do you just have them in your mind? Do you go back to the movie at all? What's your process? Maybe with the Bond. And is it the same with each film and each transcription?
No. The Casablanca suite I ran into on the internet. I found a score, and I thought Max Steiner, and I was searching things about that composer, and also on YouTube I saw some fragments of the movie, and the music moved me. So I thought, okay, let's find a score of this music, and perhaps I can make a beautiful transcription for wind orchestra. And also in this piece, a lot of music is going on already for winds. And the phrases are not that long like Richard Wagner or Richard Strauss. So it's much more easy to make it suitable for wind band. And the other thing is with the Magnificent Seven, I am a huge fan of Western music. I have a lot of CDs of the Cincinnati Pops with their Roundup and other Western hits. And I thought, when there is a possibility to make an arrangement or a transcription by a piece by Elmer Bernstein, let's do it. And I found a very beautiful score of the Magnificent Seven, and also the same story. It fits for winds and for brass and percussion.
Oh, that's grand.
It's not really that I'm looking for movies and the music. Sometimes things come on my way, so to say.
Yes. Often the best things.
Yeah,
Yes.
often the best things. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about the James Bond. In fact, I have to tell you, this is leading me to go back and watch some of those Bond films that I saw years and years ago. So, what is the connection with the Bond?
The Bond is there are a lot of arrangements already from Bond music also for wind bands. Our Dutch composer and arranger Johan de Meij, who is famous by The Lord of the Rings, his big symphony. He wrote, I think, in the 80s, a very beautiful James Bond medley, but it's a short one. And everything, what's new and with new ideas and with new colors, that intrigues me. And I ran into the Ingo Lewis arrangement, and I thought, what a transcription, or what an arrangement for a symphonic orchestra. And I asked him what I told you to get the score and to make an arrangement for wind band, and a lot of themes are coming along. Theme from Dr. No, theme from Russia with Love, Live and Let Die, Diamonds Are Forever, etc., etc. All the big themes. I think everyone will know them, but they are in a different code, so as we say in the Netherlands. Do you understand that? In a different code, they are blended in another way, and with a jazzy kind of feeling, and a very beautiful instrument connection, so to say.
So I might say you change their character
I didn't, but Ingo
He
Lewis
did.
did.
Aha!
Ingo Lewis did, and I transported it into the wind band literature.
Okay, so he did he took that first step to
He
mold
did the
them
first step.
away, and then
Yes.
okay, but you could do it if you wanted to, right? You could take them
I
to some other.
I don't think because there is a difference between a bendistrator. That's a nice word. When I was in Dallas, someone called me a bendistrator instead of an arranger, because when I make an arrangement, let's say of a children's tune, and I make it for a very fancy arrangement for a big orchestra, that's a thing I cannot do. I'm not capable of. But when I have a score by, for example, the Pines of Rome or the Firebird or another piece, I will think about it, how it fits best for wind bands and for the brass and the percussion and the winds. I conducted also a lot of symphony orchestras in the Netherlands, so I am a little bit, how do I say that? I know the ways to play the violin, so to say, and the staccato and the spiccato and all those things I can see in the score. I can transpose it to the clarinets or to the flutes.
So it really does take being what we use the old-fashioned phrase, the all-around musician. You have to have all of this skill and training and love for all aspects.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and a lot of listening and a lot of trying also with my own orchestras in the Netherlands. And sometimes at a rehearsal, I think, no, that's not good. I must change that or I must change that, and to mold it better, so to say.
Very nice. Well, and of course, we just get to come and listen to it and enjoy it. I'm going to ask you one more question. Oh, absolutely. And this is going to be such a gala with visual, with that big screen, with different images.
I read about
some
it.
Still and some of it moving picture, as we used to say a long time ago. I know it's going to be a grand night. I already know that. I'm excited. Let me ask you, though, I wanted to say, because, of course, a lot of students will come, band students, middle school, high school students. And what was your background? What is it like in the Netherlands to come up as a wind player the way you did? When does it start? How does it work?
I think in the Netherlands, when I compare it with the United States, we have a lot of more community bands. In my town, in Hilvarenbeek, we have 2 orchestras. There is a small town in the south of the Netherlands. It's called Torren, and I think it has one of the 2 best amateur wind bands in the world. It's a very big culture and tradition in Belgium and in the Netherlands. So I started when I was, I think, 9 years old, playing the clarinet. And I thought I want to make my profession of it when I was already 13, 14. And I had luck that I had a very good clarinet teacher on the music school. And he stimulated me and he said, Jacco, you can become a professional clarinet player, but you have to learn to conduct. So I was 15 and I was standing in front of the school orchestra, conducting small things. And so it developed into the conducting and the clarinet and the transcribing business that I do today. So after music school, you go to the conservatory when you are 18 and you finish it at 24. And then you can become a teacher, or you can become a professional clarinet player like I did in a professional orchestra. And there are 4 or 5 professional wind bands in the Netherlands, all related to the army. I played in the Dutch Marine Band. And there are, I think, the famous Concertgebouw Orchestra, in Amsterdam. It's one of the world, like the LA Philharmonic or the San Francisco or the Dallas Symphony. It's one of the best orchestras in the world. And so we have a lot of them in the Netherlands. So there was a lot of work, but times are changing also here in the Netherlands. A lot of orchestras, they have to come together, especially in the province. Not the big one, not the Rotterdam or not the Amsterdam orchestras, but the orchestras in the south and in the east and in the west of the Netherlands. They have all, they must join.
Yeah. Well, music will triumph. We know that. It maybe goes times like that, but the music will never silence.
Never silence. No.
Well, I am so delighted to know about this a little more, to get a chance to see you. I've seen you in pictures and on conducting on video and read about you and heard. I was there at those concerts that you were here at Dallas. But this is something that really is going to be great, and people are so excited to have music back in live performance.
Yes, yeah.
That long shutdown. So it's just great.
Yeah, we suffered from the same, and we are also happy in the Netherlands that we can go to our orchestras on a night in the week, or go to concerts and visit chamber music, etc., etc. I'm so glad that it's back and that we can work and in this with this fine in this fine job, so to say, with music and with people. And I'm so honored. I want to tell you and the Dallas Winds, I'm so honored that they play 4 transcriptions of my hand next time. Really, really honored. Thank you very much, Dallas Winds.
Well, thank you for making them. Thank you for extending them to us. And thank you for all the spirit that's gone into them. We'll look forward to it. And that's coming up very soon. So until our paths cross again, I will once again say thank you and hope that I see you again soon.
Thank you. I will be sure that we will see each other soon.
I
will be sure. Thank you very much.